Hi there, this is Mr. Graves, and we're going to talk about Google Classroom integrated with Google Meet, Google Calendars integrated with Google Meet, and then we're going to talk about plugins for Google Meet. Okay, so first let's talk about Google Classroom and Google Meet integration. So first things first, in order to have your kids go to the link that the Meet that you want to create from your Google Classroom, what you want to do is, if you don't see this link here, of course you want to click on the gear that I just did, come down to this area here under General, okay, and make sure that you have it so that your Google link Meet is there. If you don't, there should be an option amongst here, okay. Now if you wish to copy this, you could. I'm not sure how beneficial that is. If you wish to reset it so that you have a new link that is generated for that day at that time, click Reset and that will work. Okay. Now, if you wish to make that link visible to your students, make sure that this is blue, okay, or however you have your color scheme done. If you want that link off so that the kids don't have a link to go to your Google Meets or potentially your office hours, make sure that that is unclicked. Now, why would you want to do that? All right. Well, let me explain. So let's go back to Google Classroom here for a minute. This is taking a little time. Sorry. All right. Now, you see this right here? This means that that link is currently not visible to my students. Another thing that I want you to notice is that this, if you are a details person, this says meet.google.com/lookup and then a bunch of stuff. If I click on this, okay, it will go ahead and create the Google meeting space. And you'll notice, actually, if you look at this, this does not say meet.google.com lookup blah, 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 blah. This has an actual link. Okay. Now, why is that important? Because if you are using Google Classroom, this link right here, or your students are using the link that they see in their Google Classroom in this space, this expires at midnight. Okay? Now, we were told once that our Google Meets that are generated from this space, the students cannot enter that without us being there first. That is no longer true. The students can enter this space anytime from 1 after midnight to midnight tonight and be unsupervised. If you are in this room, you may see students already there. If you leave this room, your students can continue to be there without you. So just be aware of that when you are using that link. Okay. And this will come up later when we talk about using the rooms that we're going to be talking about for breakouts. Now, another thing, and that's this. For calendar generated Google Meets, where we have a link that's here, these expire every 2 weeks. Okay? So if you give these links to your students, they can jump in at any time as long as this link is active. Same thing. You don't have to be there. You can come and go as you want. They still have access to this room so long as they have access to this link. So be aware that your kids may or may not be unsupervised on this. And again, you may not find it a big deal because you may say to yourself, hey, they can get on Skype, they can do their own meets or hangouts on their own without me being present to supervise them. And that's okay. That's like kids being on the phone or kids doing a Skype or FaceTime call, right? So, but whatever you're comfortable with, just be aware that this one is sponsored by the district and you're going to be responsible for it. Okay? All right. Anyway, so again, if you want to make sure that this link stays active, you need to access this room at least once every couple of weeks. Okay? All right. Now, this allows you to copy the link, by the way. Now, let me pause here for just a second. So we've gone through accessing Google Meet through Google Classroom. We've gone through accessing Google Meet through calendar entries that you create with a Google Meet portion. Okay? So Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk specifically about Google Meet. But I'm going to save that for my second video. Okay? Thanks a lot.